Excuse my kitchen. You see, it's like a work in progress. Progress. Somebody reported my last TikTok live that I did and said that I was bullying God. I didn't know that was a possibility. I didn't know you could actually bully God. That is like shocking for me. And yes, my kitchen looks crazy, but I have been quite busy of late. And it's busy with everything. When you have a farm and all that stuff, it's just two people, right? It's just me and my husband. So it's just us and all this madness. Ah! So I'm coming off with that wig, back on my hat. Woo. So it's just us. It's just me and my husband who do everything on this farm. And 5 acres doesn't seem like a lot until you account for all the projects. I wanted to go live today for one to say that it doesn't bother me that people do not understand or do not believe the way I believe. I can love you no matter how you believe or what you believe. But the facts for me and myself, I've gotten to know God in a way that is personal to me. And personally, I don't respect that deity. If you could sit here, would you be the type of person that would sit there and watch a child be hurt and not do anything and just say it's part of God's plan? Is that what you think too, that all this is part of God's some type of grand design? It is not part of God's grand design. It is part of the bullshit machine. It is part of the machine that keeps telling you all these bad things are happening for a reason, when the truth is God's just negligent. God is not like your mother. God's an absentee father, and your mother was so involved that the worship of Asherah predates the worship of El, predates the worship of Yah. He took advantage of exhaustion from a deity who completely loved their children and said she loved them, he loved them the same way. He didn't. He watched them be hurt, but he had other things to do. Now, as for you and yourself, you are more than welcome to love God, to worship God, to do all that stuff. I don't have to wonder if God exists. It's not a crisis of faith for me. Oh, I don't need faith. I know. I know God exists. I know. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt. Just like I know that blind devotion and worship has been given power to someone who doesn't deserve the power. Because you guys, most of us, would rather sit in a pulpit and have somebody tell us what God was saying instead of reading the Word. Not only have I read the Bible, I've studied a lot of Latin and a lot of things throughout these words, and also I've explored myself, died and come back. I've done a lot of things. The fact of the matter is, if you blindly follow anything without questioning, that's not just great, being faithful and great. That's being stupid. That's stupid. And people can be mad, people can be angry, but I don't want to just have faith in something without proof. And that's why I think they're probably wanting to get all the people on the spectrum, tested and out of this world. We have a lot of questions. People with autism have a lot of questions. We don't just ascribe to okay, it's been in the Bible like that the whole time, so that's the way it works. There's a little story in the Bible about a man who let his concubine, whose concubine left him. And he was sad, so he went to her father's house to go and get her back. And after begging and staying for several days, he got the concubine back, only to allow her to be gang-ard to death. And then to write mean and angry letters to the heads of the church saying that it was the church's fault for not keeping the people in order. And in essence, those mean letters were true. This man was truly faithful. He felt that God was going to watch out for everything. When in actuality, you guys are giving your power, and all of us have been giving our power and our divinity away to someone generationally. Do you think that when we came over here, we were giving our power away? I don't know what's it going to take for me to get through to the world. I know I really want to, and I really want you guys to understand that I'm not trying to hurt you. But living a lie is surely more painful than finding out the absolute truth that there is a God. And no, the only thing he cares about is the power from your worship. He literally does not care about you as a soul or as an individual. There is no divine plan for you. God doesn't even let his fates progress to be able to give enough people their own fate. One day, now the history, this will go down and people will be like, that was some weird shit. But now it makes sense. I'm always going to be some weird shit. But I promise you, it's all going to make sense one day. Your divinity is something that you shouldn't have to give away, no matter what people say. It shouldn't be something that you give away because of a Bible. Your divinity is yours. Your divinity is that spark of life that makes you beautiful. It makes your soul come back and try over and over again. Your divinity is your perseverance. Your divinity is your light. It's yours. Eat.